Okay, let's get to the breaking news this hour. This comes to us out of San Mateo County, where police are at this very moment investigating what turned out to be an early morning shooting in Colma.
Will Tran has been out there gathering details this morning. Let's get the latest from him now. Will?
Which is quite rare, James and Daria, for the city of Colma. They've been on the scene for about 5.5 hours, and they probably won't leave here for the next, say, 20 to 25 minutes, as there is so much to look at. This is on Hillside Boulevard between Evergreen and Lucky Chances. That's the landmark, and you can see those officers in the middle of the roadway. It looks like the scene is shrinking by the moment, but it was a massive scene for quite some time. We do know that there is an active manhunt for the shooter or shooters in this particular case, with 2 people right now in the hospital. Earlier in the overnight hours, they actually had to be rushed into surgery. How they found them? Interesting, because when they got here, everybody was gone except one person. That person, non-life-threatening injuries. They spoke to that particular person, who is victim number 1. They found the other 2 victims by calling local hospitals. Did anybody check themselves in for gunshot wounds? And sure enough, the hospital said yes. We did receive 2 people. That's when the investigators went to the hospital. They believe this is an isolated incident, that there is no threat to the community, even though there has not been an arrest or arrests in this particular case. About 20 minutes ago, James and Daria, I got a chance to have a news conference with an officer with the Colma Police Department. Listen in as he describes how massive this scene is. How big is this scene here? It looks like plenty of shell casings.
Probably see it behind me. You can see the 2 lines of yellow tape and then all the yellow markers in the roadway behind me. Those are all the evidence items.
How many shots do you think fired of those shell casings that we see on the ground?
Of those yellow markers, I would say 4 of them are not shell casings, but I haven't done a total count yet.
So, James, Daria, we are talking dozens of shots fired, and fortunately nobody has died, including those 2 people who they said, despite their surgeries, non-life-threatening injuries, so they will recover. But this scene was so massive that the evidence markers actually took up both sides of the roadway and actually started going on the decline of that hill. You can see it's shut down now. They did say that guesstimation should reopen about maybe 9:20 this morning, and that is important because this area, Hillside Boulevard, is used by so many people between Colma and South San Francisco. It remains shut down. Let me move the camera over here just to show you how big the scene is. You can see that officer. He's been standing on watch at Evergreen and Hillside since 4 o'clock this morning, so obviously cars are being told to turn around. No motive behind the shooting yet, and no description of the shooter or shooters to pass along to the public, guys. Back to you.
Okay. Thank you again for keeping us updated on this all morning long, Will.
9:05 is the time.